Her family reunion. Try some healthy and delicious new flavors in fruit.
Your produce man Michael Marks is live in Modesto now, checking out the new variety of fruits at Ratto Brothers Farm. Ratto Brothers, hello.
No, we're Zaiger Genetics today. Ratto Brothers, Cousin Frank, I told Cousin Frank, hey, we'll come at another time. I'm a Zaiger Genetics, and I'm out in the orchard, by the way, the orchard where pluots were created. You guys know of pluots. You probably have never heard of the guy who created them. His name was Floyd Zaiger. Now, Floyd Zaiger, born in Nebraska, came to California, and the first thing he started crossing was he creating better azaleas and better rhododendrons. And let me give you a little history on botany here in the United States. Started with, of course, Luther Burbank, right, in Santa Rosa, California. He's the guy who created the Santa Rosa plum, and the first plum cot was created by him. So Luther Burbank, the Burbank russet potato was created by Luther Burbank, probably one of the most well-known botanists in the United States. He trained a guy by the name of Fred Anderson. Now, again, most of you never have any clue who Fred Anderson is, but Fred Anderson created the modern-day nectarine. Up until World War II, all nectarines were white in flesh, and you couldn't pick them and send them 10 miles because they were just so soft. In fact, in the Middle Ages, they would pick the nectarines in England on pillows and take them into the kings and queens of England because they were just so delicate. So he was the first to create a yellow flesh nectarine. Muy importante. In fact, the very first variety was called Le Grand. So if you're driving down Highway 99, you're going to see the sign that says Le Grand right there. And you head and go east. That's Le Grand. Now you know where it was named after. So a guy who worked with Fred Anderson is a guy by the name of Floyd Zaiger. Now, Floyd Zaiger has more patents on fruits than any other person, not just in California, not just in the United States, but in the world. He's the guy who created the pluot. And here is the person to blame for the pluot. This is Lacey. You have a sister named?
Cassie.
Cassie. So, Lacey, you were Floyd's granddaughter. And Floyd told me the story. Now, by the way, I call Floyd the Willy Wonka of produce. Did you know I called him that? That's a good name for your grandfather, isn't it? I also call him the Johnny Appleseed of produce. I also said he should work for Disney, and he's a fruit imagineer, right? Because that's what he does. This is like the Disneyland of produce where I come here. I love coming here. But you were just a little kid, his granddaughter, and he would come in for lunch. And he, instead of eating his plums, he grew plums, right? Instead of eating his plums, you were eating other snacks, and that just killed him. You would not eat his plums. So Floyd Zaiger said, I'm going to create a plum that my granddaughter is going to love. And he created what?
The pluot.
He created the pluot. And actually, we're going to be showing you in just a few, in the next segment, we're going to show you exactly how they do it. It's so fascinating. Your dad also, how many varieties has he created?
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Not thousands, yes.
If not thousands. And what's your favorite that he created?
I probably am really partial to the cherries.
To the cherries, yeah. One of the other things he did, he created a self-pollinating almond, right?
Correct. The Independence.
The what?
Independence.
The Independence. That has changed the almond industry because, you know, we used to have to bring millions and millions of beehives, right, into California to pollinate all the almonds from Bakersfield North up to Willows. But now, because of the self-pollinating, so about a third of all the almonds here in the state of California are now her grandfather's self-pollinating almonds. So in the next, oh, by the way, since we're out here, I wanted everybody to, I wanted to ask you real quick, what are these colored bands, these colored things on here for? What's that for?
Well, these colored bands mark what we use as budwood to send to other countries so that way they can grow our varieties other places.
And what other countries do you send these to?
Chile, South Africa, Europe, Australia, anywhere that you can grow cherries, really.
All right. And one other question before we go inside for the next segment. You got bags over some of these. What's the bags on there for?
The bag is to see if the tree will pollinate itself, because most cherries do not pollinate themselves. You need another tree to have the pollen on it. But this way, if we take the bag off and there's fruit underneath it, we know it will pollinate itself, and it doesn't need another tree in the orchard.
Oh, and that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Just like your almonds. That's very good. Hey, in the next, later on in this hour, we're going to go inside where there is literally a beehive of work going in here, and not with bees. It's going to be very, very cool. We're going to show you exactly how Floyd Zaiger created the pluot, and we're going to ask Leith, what is the next thing coming out of Zaiger Genetics? She has it in her hand, and we're not going to show you until later on in this hour. So don't go away.